Welcome to an Australian Conversation. Yours truly, Hamish Schaefer. Today on the program, we have Grant Schaefer joining us, and he'll be talking about our nation and his thoughts where we're headed. This interview has been pre-recorded.
Good afternoon. Oh.
Welcome. Good evening. When did your ancestors first step onto this land?
26th of April. 26th. Ancestors 1855. ANN Tragot, somewhere, come from Prussia, sort of a Russian, German sort of area. Married someone and they ended up in Australia.
Grant explains when he was a child he felt he had a lot of freedom in this nation. He lived on the corner, so there was always plenty of time and plenty of children to play with from the surrounding houses. And I think this has really impacted him when he was growing up. He doesn't really see that this happens anymore and that children are more restricted. Now on to the first question. What is Australia as a nation?
Well, first and foremost is an island. Okay, it's an island. We're isolated from the rest of the world. We're unique. We've got unique wildlife. We've got unique flora and fauna. And I do believe that having travelled a little bit around the world and stuff like that, we do take our influences from lots of different places around the world. So yes, we are multicultural, but I still just like to think that we're Australian. So as a nation, we do take influences from other countries, be it the food and the traditions and all those sort of things.
Grant explains how Australia is a young nation and that we rely heavily on the natural beauty side of this nation. But he also mentions our Indigenous history. And in this next snippet, I'll show you what he talks about.
That is our strength. We don't have the sandstone castles and the history, really, the white history, I suppose, the Aboriginal history we do, and I don't think we do enough about that to sort of sell that to the world, but that'll come.
Grant has brought up many views in his interview. For example, Australia is a multicultural country, and that we are influenced by many cultures. Living Safe Together 2018 says that our nation, we have the right to share cultural traditions and languages. He also talked about the Indigenous people of our land and raised the point that as a nation, we have to do more for our Indigenous people because that is our history. Now, I'd like to thank Grant for coming on the show and doing this interview with me on an Australian Conversation. And I would like to keep this point in mind. We are a multicultural country, but we are still Australia.